so today I'm going to be doing a DIY phone case video. In my last video, which was my iPhone case collection, I mentioned how I was possibly going to be doing a DIY phone case video, and here that video is. I'm not going to keep my intro too long because this is quite a long, lengthy video, but I hope that you enjoy, and I will talk to you girls later. Bye! So for the first phone case, you're going to need white paint, phone case, and a Chevron stencil. So to begin, I just took my white paint and a piece of cardboard because I didn't want to get anything else dirty, and just squirted my paint onto the cardboard piece. Next, I just lined up my stencil where I wanted it, and I wanted to do 3 chevron and leave the top open. Then once I figured out where I wanted it, I just took some blue painter's tape and taped it down. The next thing I did was take my white paint and a little foam brush and just started dabbing paint onto the insides of the stencil where it wasn't covering up. So I just used a circle foam brush because that made it easier for me instead of like the normal foam brushes, because I could dab instead of wipe, and it really worked out well. So I don't think you really need to watch me do all of this, so I'm just going to fast forward the rest of it, and right now. So after I finished with the painting, then I just took off the pieces of tape and removed the stencil to see what we were left with, which was a beautiful chevron design. So at this point you can take some Q-tips and get off any of the extra wet paint that kind of seeped through your stencil, because with mine I didn't have it like sticky all the way around, so there was only tape on the top and side. So I just took a Q-tip and wiped off some of the extra paint that I didn't want. So there is your final product, just chevron with the blue. For the next phone case, you're going to need E6000 glue, a phone case, fake flowers, and which are rhinestones, which are optional. So the first thing you want to do is just take your fake flowers and kind of place them around the phone case to see where you want them. I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do, so I just kind of played around with it and came up with the design, which you will see here soon, which is just 4 flowers that are layered on top of each other. And I think it turned out really well. Next, I just took a Sharpie pen and marked off where the part of flower I needed to cut off, because I did have some excess flour that I didn't want sticking over. I decided to just do this to make my life a lot easier. Next, I decided to, because originally I was going to cut the flowers after they were glued, but I decided to take the flowers and cut them before I glued them, just to make it a lot easier. So that is what I'm doing here. I'm just taking some scissors and cutting along the Sharpie lines that I drew in the last part. Now I'm taking some E6000 glue, because originally I tried Mod Podge and it just didn't work out very well. It didn't stick the way I wanted it to. So I just took some E6000 and dabbed it in the center of each flower and then stuck it onto the phone case where I wanted it, lining up the sides that I had just previously cutting off, and this worked out a lot better. So I recommend getting E6000. You can either use the white or the clear. The clear will help, obviously, for you to not see the glue, but I used white and it was perfectly fine. So now I'm just speeding up the video to let you watch the rest I did. Now that we're done, I decided that I was going to just go back and glue some of the petals down a little bit better because I didn't want them sticking up so much. You can do this or you can just leave it. It's totally up to you. You can do whatever you really want. It's your own phone case. And I'm just going to speed up the rest of it. Now here I decided that I wanted to add some rhinestones to the middle of the flowers. I didn't know if I wanted to do green or clear, but I chose clear. You can't really see the gem between my fingers, but it is there. And so I just took my E6000 glue and glued it to the middle of the flower. Now that I have them all done, that is my final product. It looks very cute and good for summer, and the colors go great together. For the next phone case, you're going to need a phone case, washi tape, scissors, and Mod Podge. So to start, you just take your first color of washi tape and cut a little piece off of it. And then once you've cut in your length, you just want to take that piece and lay it right on the corner of your phone case. And we're gonna do the hexabone, something like that, where it's like, you'll see in a second. But then you just take scissors and cut off any excess tape that needs to be gone. Then you take your second color and again cut a piece off, and this time we're going to line it up with the bottom left hand corner of the first piece and go the opposite direction, and rubbing it very good to make sure it sticks. Then again, just cutting off the extra. I'm just going to speed up the rest of the process. It's pretty simple. You just keep lining it up to the opposite corner that you did the last time and just keep going opposite way and then just cut off the excess. So that's what I did for the rest of the case. Now I just took my scissors and cut out the camera hole. If you didn't go over the camera hole, then you don't really have to worry about this part, or you can fold over the camera hole. It just depends. It's completely up to you what you do. And this next part I got cut off, but I just took some Mod Podge and covered the entire thing because I didn't want the tape to peel off, but as you'll see here in a second, it kind of cuts off abruptly, but just continue to layer it on until you think you have enough to cover it. So this is the final product. I just took a picture of it and here it is. It was kind of bubbly, but it's still pretty.